Guys, have you felt this heavy negative voice that keeps you from living a life of joy? Well, I've battled with that demon for a very long time, and there have been worse days and better days. But from what I can tell you guys from my journey, it's been a lot better. And I made a list of things I would have told my younger self that dealt with this horrific inner voice. And hi, if you're new here, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self love. So, um, wrote down about 10 things here. So, the first one I wrote down was recognize it and call it out. So, the thing my younger self did was he would talk to himself in this negative, vile way, but it was unconscious. What I mean was that this inner critic, this negative voice, I couldn't differentiate it from my normal voice. It just became normal for me. It was just who I was. I just knew myself as someone that was very, very hard on himself. And to this day, during Healthy Gamer, I still catch myself, and this is why I made this video. That the healing is not linear. It's not gonna be just like in a game where you keep leveling up until you finish the game. No, it has its ups and downs, and I want to tell my younger self that too. That it's gonna have its ups and its downs. And the thing also I wrote down is anger is okay when it comes to attacking your inner critic. I saw this in another video, and I remember reading in a book too. I think it was in Pete Walker's book that it said it's okay to be like, you know what, inner critic, fuck you. Like you can't talk to me that way. Fuck you. Because if you think about what's more empowering, to be depressed or angry, right? Anger is a step above, and anger moves you, and it's okay to actually lash out with your righteous wrath against this inner critic. The thing is, we don't want to stay in anger, and we want to go to forgiveness, what the Course in Miracles teaches us. And what I found helpful was doing Ho'oponopono, which is Hawaiian prayer, where you say, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you." It's, it can sound a little woo woo, but when I do it and I repeat it multiple times, I find myself getting in that state of being I prefer, and letting go of that anger and that resentment. And I think it's also important to give yourself grace, guys, because before Healthy Gamer, even though, and during the session when I talked about again this voice, I was frustrated. I'm like, why am I still dealing with this? And what's funny is there's another member in the group that had very similar problems to me, where she has this vile voice, and when she was talking about it, I told her I was helping her, and now she was helping me, and I could see, um, berating myself and being frustrated, be like, "Oh, why aren't you healing faster?" That's not helpful. What grace and compassion is, it's allowing the healing process to take its time, whatever it looks like, and accepting yourself where you are right now. Because the more I would resist it and get angry, that's when it would just fester. But when I accepted it, I'm like, okay, this is going to take some time. I accept that I still have these thoughts, these feelings, but I'm aware of it, so I could change it. And as you guys know, I made a lot of videos about childhood trauma and stuff. But now, in my journey now, since I've processed a lot of it, it's about what are we doing now, which is reparenting. And if you look at when you're being so harsh on yourself, imagine you saying that to your own inner child, like, "Oh, you fuck up, you keep getting this stuff wrong, you're such a bitch. Oh, why you gained weight, oh fuck you." Or whatever vileness that comes to your mind, right? Would you say that to a child? I sure hope not. And this is also with self-soothing as well. What I've realized, a lot of my coping mechanisms, like dopamine binges or emotional eating, what the Course in Miracles teaches us, these are calls for love. And what does that mean? How are you answering yourself? Do you berate yourself like, oh man, little bitch baby Cahir needs some love? I'm exaggerating, but with reparenting, sometimes when I'm having those moments, I actually soothe myself. Like I rub my arms, my shoulders, and be like, shh, shh, it's okay, it's okay. I love you. I still love you. And yeah, it can sound weird, but that's the thing. Would you prefer being a little bit cringy or loving yourself? The choice is yours. And the thing that really got to me, doing all the Course in Miracles workbook lessons, and towards the end of the course, it says, I crucify myself, or I only crucify myself, meaning this inner toxic voice is not outside. It probably did start outside by bullying, negative parenting behaviors, whatever, but it manifested itself inside. I became my own jailer, and you probably became your own jailer as well. So we can't blame the external. We have to go actually within and take responsibility, but not in the way I used to do it, where I equated responsibility as like, oh, everything is my fault, which is not loving. In Healthy Gamer, we talk a lot that it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. It's not my fault that I have this negative, toxic voice inside my head. It's not my fault, but it is my responsibility to deal with it. How am I going to deal with it? Am I going to perpetuate it? Or am I going to nurture myself and to heal this voice? And on the note of reparenting or changing this dialogue, I look at it as kind of going to the gym or exercising. For me, there is still a little bit of resistance, starting. But when you start it, and most of the time, when you get in the groove, it feels natural. It feels good. But it's like that, the moment of where it's still like uncomfortable. I'll give you guys an example. I think I probably talked about it, but this is what comes to my mind. Um, I was at a party for one of Mixed Nuts, one of our members. They had a birthday party, and uh, there was an attractive girl there. And my friend was like, "Hey, man, you should go talk to her." And I was feeling anxious. I was feeling really down on myself because I was, new environment. It was socially stimulating. I wasn't in my paladin self, and um, of course, like with the negative self talk, I was like, "Oh, what's the point? I don't know." But I was able to deliberately use my will and be like, "All right, I'm gonna talk to myself differently." Like, I literally said, like, there's dancing, so there's music, so I was able to like, kind of talk to myself without people noticing. Like, not like super loud, but I would say like, "I'm a champion, I'm a champion, I'm a champion." And what I did get the momentum, courage to actually talk to her. Nothing came out of it, but still, I've met guys out there. You've been there where you're like, oh man, I wish I did something. I wish I at least tried. So, um, and yeah, like I said, it's weird, it's cringy, but what's better? What do you prefer? Do you want to have this stupid inner voice run your life, or actually use your will for good? Because I also feel like this harsh voice, it just makes our fears magnified, and it's a big illusion. When I was really into it, I couldn't see any value in myself. I was like, oh man, what value do I give to the world? I feel so unworthy. And that's basically what this inner voice is trying to trick you to believe that you're unworthy. And we can buy into that. And even if we practice it and it feels familiar, it's not true. The truth, as in the Course in Miracles states, I am as perfect as God created me. And that's the truth with a capital T. This is everlasting happiness, what the Course is guiding us towards. And I understand. I have my days. I'm sure you have your days where it sure as hell doesn't feel like I'm as perfect as God created me. But understanding that it is true, you are just perceiving yourself wrongly. And our job here is just to choose again, to choose to look at ourselves through different eyes. What the Course states, God did not create anything unworthy of its love. Sorry, okay, I probably paraphrased a little bit. But chapter 22, salvation in the holy relationship. Be certain God did not entrust his son to the unworthy. That really resonated with me because this ego, this dark voice is just basically a belief that, oh, I'm unworthy of love. Uh, basically, I'm unworthy. And that sucks. And what I feel now in my healing journey is there's still the temptation to go lower, to go to the familiar, but to actually reparent, choose again, and to choose love instead of this vile hatred, and making that choice on a daily basis. And part of it is small actions. Just like right now, I didn't I usually post twice a week, and I was like, oh man, is there a point in posting on a Sunday? But still, small actions. I feel me personally a lot better making this video. Also, just 2 weeks ago, I was feeling really down that I had all these things in my mind I wanted to do, but I was just frozen in place. I wasn't taking any action. I talked to about the healthy gamer, and they said like I had something very small, like I wanted work. I just want to do 2 pomodoros on my passion, 2 pomodoros on my business, just as a start. And they said, all right, what about 1 pomodoro? Or what about we're gonna take one tiny action even? And I was like, what? What's the point of that? But when I actually did start, uh, for example, for my business, which I was procrastinating on because of limiting beliefs, all the crap I had in my head, but I took some action. I worked on my website, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that stuff. And I talked to my brother about it, and he's like, "Oh, well, that's cool. Maybe we could make some videos together." And we haven't made videos because we're both English teachers. We haven't made videos in a long time. It's a point of stress for both of us. But we actually did it. We recorded videos together because I got that ball rolling. I took the small action that led to the conversation that led to even more content. And, well, who knows what the future will hold? I hope good things. And but see, it started all of this small action, and that goes to the inner voice as well. That okay, maybe um, it's a hard ask, right, to do reparent all the time, but can you do it on one thought form, one belief? Can you take 5 minutes of your day to identify where is this belief coming from? Taking time to question this belief. Take 5 minutes to self-soothe, to meditate, and see where that goes. Also, I wrote down here. This is more of a reminder for me, but the subconscious programming, uh, because I saw viscerally, like um, last year, when I was more focused on my subconscious mind. This is a reminder for me, future Cahir. Hope you're working on it. And to prioritize the subconscious mind. So when I did meditate, when I meditated before I went to sleep, and when I would wake up, meditate, and also had like subconscious, like positive affirmations. It didn't work right away, but after, if I did it consistently for a week, 2 weeks, that negative voice was very quiet, if at all. And the thing is, right, it's like anything, it's a routine. Sometimes routines go away if we don't invest the time in it, and having grace and space. All right, okay, I can choose again. I can gently correct. I can see now the contrast of when I don't do it to see the value of when I do it. And this is a trap I get in. It's like, oh, I'm not doing the things I said I'm gonna do. Oh no. Oh man. Oh God. Like I said, small actions. In Healthy Gamer, we talk about setting ourselves up for success. This is the thing, because I would overwhelm myself, say I want to do a million things that I wouldn't. I would do like maybe not even 10%, and I wouldn't feel good about it. But when I actually set a small, achievable victory, like a small victory I can have of the day, and I feel like, oh man, yeah, okay, I'm moving somewhere, I'm going somewhere. Give you guys an example. Uh, I I wanted to invest in these mutual funds, and I had to fill in the survey. Yeah, this is really silly stuff, but and in order to invest in it, I had to fill in the survey. Ask you the questions about what do you know about investing. It was a small hurdle, but I allowed that to not allow me to not invest in that money for a few weeks. And I told Healthy Gamer, and I also told my friend in that group chat that if I don't do it by Sunday, I'll pay him 100 zloty. And I want also accountability for Healthy Gamer to be like, okay, did I do it? Did I not do it? And I said, okay, I think it was a Friday or Saturday morning. Uh, as soon as I can, I'm going to slay that dragon. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to do it. And I did it. And it felt really good. This reminder to set yourself up for success, even like the small wins, they add up because then you look in your repertoire. Also, for me, what's helped is like writing down those small successes, or like I have this quest log of like what did I actually do during the week. If you have negativity about productivity, because I have that, but whatever yours is, you can write it down. Last thing, spending time with mighty companions. Course in Miracles don't really talk about friendship, but mighty companions. I'm a big lover of Pathfinder 2e, and we have mighty companions. You can only really play the game, defeat powerful enemies as a group, and that it took me a long time to realize, because I'd say I was more of a lone wolf. I think this is also CPTSD related, with only relying on yourself. And that's the thing, because on one hand, I still think it's good, right? Self-reliance, but on the other hand, it could be taken to an extreme. And to tie it into the gameplay footage with Halo 3 ODST, we'll look at the Rookie. Yeah, the Rookie does a lot of cool stuff on alone. He's using stealth. He can kill a lot of enemies. But what does he need to do to complete the mission? Like the overarching mission of getting the engineer to question it, right? He needs mighty companions. He needs to go back to his team. And for me, biggest support network has been Healthy Gamer, where we meet every week, talk about our stuff. And it's really, really like, I have a family member. Like, I remember he told me he was going through a really tough time, and I was like, "Did you have anyone to talk to about it?" And he was like, "No." And like, bro, that fucking sucks. That really sucks. I think everyone needs a support network. And I used to be the person be like, no, what support network? I don't need, no, I'm the Rookie from Halo 3 ODST. Okay, I'm kidding. I didn't actually say that, but you know what I mean? So I encourage any kind of support network. It could be Healthy Gamer or whatever, somewhere where you could actually talk about what's going inside your head. And it's so healing. That's why every video I put in here the link to Healthy Gamer Counseling. I'm not affiliate yet. Hopefully I will one day be, but highly recommend it. It's changed my life. I hope it'll change your life. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please subscribe for more healing content like this. May the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. Take care.